Moment just to welcome you guys.
Oh, sorry.
Jen and Barbara, you look like our two. We'll probably have a few more hop on, but thank you for joining us today. I am Laura Fitchie. I'm the sales executive for the Petaluma, Sonoma area, and I'm going to introduce my team here. We've got Kelly Hancock, who is our Mendocino and Lake County sales executive, who will be teaching this class today. We have Bridget Nelson from our Napa County sales executive. We've got Kyra Berthanier, who covers Santa Rosa and Sebastopol. And we have Roberto Soto, who is covering Healdsburg up to Cloverdale, part of Santa Rosa, Rohnert Park. So we're thrilled to have you guys, and we're excited. We're here launching our InHere, which is our secure and safe escrow portal. And not to take away from any of our wonderful escrow officers, but this is going to save a lot of time and communication when you guys see what this program does. So again, we thank you for joining us, and we'll kick it off for you. It's all yours, Kelly.
All right, well, thanks guys. So I'm going to load the PowerPoint here so you guys can see the basic run through of what we're looking at. So InHere, it is a escrow transaction portal. It's just as it says, track more, know more, do more. It's really designed for the entire process that allows you greater access and transparency and communication to your escrows. Again, without cutting the escrow officer out of it, they're still absolutely integral to the process. But the first step is really getting the account set up. And that's been, I think, the big snag in the rollout is that we did a lot of marketing pieces that had a similar look and feel to the screen you're seeing right now. Which is the one we're looking at as far as opening and creating an account. So you're going to look for the email that has this blue box here that says explore your order in here. You're going to click on that box, and then it's going to walk you through the process. You can download the app, or you can do it through the online portal, but it just depends on your preference. But you're going to click on the link in your email, and it's going to prompt you through the process, which looks a lot like this. You're going to have to create a password just like any other app. And this is a secure portal, so it's going to have a couple extra steps than what you're used to, more like a banking, online banking, or a financial institution, because again, this is a very secure portal for you to use safely. But yeah, you go through and you provide a phone number, and make sure the phone number that you're providing is accessible when you're setting up the account. So you need to be able to get that text, to get that information right as you're going through the process. So that's just a little bit there. And then you will receive a verification code via text of the phone number that you provided. So make sure it's a cell phone. You're going to go through the process, click verify, click create my account, and then get ready to sign in. So it's a pretty simple process, but if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your sales executive, and they will they'll help you out if you have any issues. So as we go through this, you can see that the link that you get that said explore your InHere, it does have a 72-hour expiration date. Again, because this is a very secure portal, we can't have just like an open sign up link open forever. It has to have a deadline. That way you know that, again, we're respecting the security of this important tool. But again, keep in mind, you will continue to get more prompts as your transaction moves forward, and you will get the request to sign in or the explore your InHere account with the opening of your next transaction, whether you were the directing party or not. And you'll continue to get them until you either opt out or sign in. So let's get started on the logging in process, which is, again, pretty simple. We're looking at going to the go.inhere.com. Oh, we've got Nicole. Let me see. Let me just admit these folks real quick. We've got Viv and Nicole coming in. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I suggest you do this first through the portal, through the actual website before you go to the app. It does streamline the process a little bit for you, but by all means, go with the app if you feel like technology-wise you're good to go. The app can be a little bit more, few more steps, but ultimately, you know, it's still pretty easy. But you just put in the password that you created. You're going to do an SMS, again, two-factor, very important for a financial portal. And And then you're going to be met with I think the best part of all of this, and that is your transaction overview, where you're going to be able to see all of your transactions with the Fidelity companies at a glance. And that's all the Fidelity companies. So it's Ticor, Lawyers, Fidelity, all of them. And it allows you just quick access. So you can click on the different transactions to open them up individually, or you can see them as a whole. It also gives you see here, next step, a status bar that shows you exactly where you're at in the closing process. And so as we go forward, you can see that the information here, when you click on it and it shows the individual transaction, the detail page, it gives you all the players in the escrow. So you'll be able to see the transaction coordinator, the buyer's agent, the seller's agent. Keep in mind that if you are on the selling or the listing side, you're not going to see what pertains to the buying side and vice versa. So again, very secure. We're not giving out any unnecessary information, so don't worry about that. And then also, it's going to give you all the latest activities to hit all of your escrows. So all the order details and all the milestones will be here at a glance. And so what the milestones are for you guys, they're called milestones or triggers, but we've set 6 of them. And so with each milestone being met, you will get a notification essentially letting you know that they have been met. And the first one is going to be the open order confirmation. Next will be the earnest money deposited or earnest money received. The third is the preliminary title report is completed. And so you know that's ready for you to view. And then number 4 is the buyer's funds received. Number 5 is the loan has been funded. And number 6 is recording confirmation. So at any point during that time, you will be getting push notifications in real time, letting you know that that's where your transaction is. So do we have any questions so far? Nope, nothing in the chat. Okay, great. So second favorite part of this thing is the messaging. So traditionally speaking, you open up your email, you put in the contact information, and you shoot off your message. You don't have to do that. It's all inclusive within InHere. There's no need to open another app or window or anything. It's all here. And just by clicking on the individual names, you'll be given the opportunity of, if you're on your phone, texting, calling, or emailing. If you're on the computer, it would be sending a message. But you can also see the messages that have come in pertaining to your transaction as well. So it just streamlines the communication process between you and the team, not just the escrow officer, but everybody involved in the transaction. Documents, and this is a really good part, a really good resource, because you can see all of the documents pertaining to the transaction. You can upload, you can share, you can download, whichever you would like, but it allows you to kind of see where things are at a glance and see the redacted EMD receipt. It's also going to be emailed to you. Again, this is not taking the place of your escrow officer's role. This is an additional layer. So we've enhanced or enriched the process with this. It's not taking anything away. But one thing I will note as far as the documents go, when it comes to the computer, you're allowed to upload, download, and share with anybody party to the transaction. However, in the app, because of the smartphone settings, you will also be allowed to share with whomever you want through the app, but there are no uploads. The reason for that is, again, security. So all uploading needs to happen through the web portal. If you get to any point on this website where you are unsure what to do or you're lost, this help button here is absolutely wonderful. And they're ready right there to help you with any questions or any issues you may have. So it's a really good resource for you. Don't be shy using that because they are very helpful. So just to want to reiterate, your sales executives, your escrow officers, your escrow assistants, everybody involved in your escrow staff, they are still absolutely 100% committed to your transaction. This is going to be an additional layer. There's absolutely no replacing them, as we know, they're one of a kind. And you will be given just an additional layer of communication to make it a little bit easier and say Saturday night or early in the morning. I like to work very early. And so I understand that sometimes, you know, you just, in the information age, we want it right now. And this allows you to have that. So the app, and this is, I think, the most complicated process or part of this process. Again, not very complicated, but it takes a few more steps to set up the app. Again, you're going to have to, you know, when you're signing in, you're going to have to set the biometrics. You're going to have to put in your SMS code. I highly recommend using the multi-factor. If you choose to use the other security option there that's provided, you will have to download an additional app, which some clients have been kind of fearful. They're not really sure if that's the right thing. You don't need to download that additional app. You can just do it traditionally speaking with the SMS. And again, we've all done this with any online baking. It's very similar. So transaction dashboard looks a little bit different, provides the same function, but it allows you quick access to important status updates for each of your transactions at a glance. And it saves you time by just staying on each transaction's current progress. You're not having to click around into different programs. Status bar is going to show you where you're at in the process. I do want to note that there is some passive wording here as far as earnest money received. It's stating that that is the next step. So it has not yet been received. So the wording can be a little bit deceiving. However, if you click on that, it's going to open it up in greater detail so that you can see exactly where you're at in the process. You can also click on the 3 lines in the upper left-hand corner to get a more streamlined list. And all of this is customizable. So if you wanted to get the map to go away, if you wanted things to show up in a different in a different order, all of it is completely customizable. So do we have any questions so far? Nope, good, okay. So as you can see here, this is the customizing where you click on the 3 bars at the top, also called the hamburger, which I think is hilarious. And you can see here all the different ways that you can sort and compact the view so that you can see down here in the status. If you're not interested in seeing your canceled transactions, go ahead and just unclick that. If you don't want to see the closed, or you just want to see all your closed transactions and review those, it'll allow you to do that. Again, just streamlining and making it easier for you. So down here, so we were just on the transaction icon down at the bottom. Now we're over here on the feed. So if you click on the feed, it's going to open up every update to all of your transactions. So again, you'll get to see all of the updates to all the transactions there at a glance. If you want to see just the individual updates to a specific order, then you would click on that specific order, like 4892 Jane Street, click on it, and it's going to open up everything pertaining just to that transaction. Messages, similar to the portal, but again, third icon over from the left, it's going to give you a list of all of the messages pertaining to your transactions so that you can answer them easily without opening a separate email program. But again, click on the individual addresses if you want to see just the messages pertaining to those, to the subject property. And down here under profile, it's just kind of noting that under your profile, you can upload a headshot, and that's where you can change your password or any of your personal information. So transaction details, this is what I was talking about. If you click on 4892 Jane, it's going to show you a much more comprehensive view. It's got all of the contacts here, and you can click on any of these and bring up Carl Buckingham to call him, email him, text him. And then again, you know, it shows where you're at in the order of milestones. And then down here at the latest, it's going to show you all the latest new stuff that's pertaining to all of your transactions. And then just a note, just so you know, when you're looking at a transaction, because sometimes, when we're dealing with investors, we have purchased a property and have that transaction, and then 30 days later they sell, and you may have two addresses for the same property or two listings for the same property. This way you'll be able to tell which one was the previous transaction is through the closed, and it'll also have that information there letting you know that the documents have been signed and that it is indeed closed, but it's got a green bar. And up here, it kind of shows you too with this little question box here, just another way of accessing your messages easily. Again, very streamlined, very easy to navigate. Contacts, again, I touched on this a little bit, just easy to communicate with them. Everything is at the touch of a button, and it shows you, okay, one more Keely has entered. Just an easier way for you to just to keep communication going within the transaction without any cumbersome changes of program or thing like that. So the milestones, this was the page that I wanted to show you guys. Again, passive language where it says here to start, save, sent, completed, but you can see that it's not blued out. That means that it's yet to be completed. So just take a look and pay attention to the coloring and pay attention to the actual information, 2 of 6, so you know that you're on number 2. Pretty easy. Once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. So again, messages through the app, we can access them through the upper right-hand corner or through the message tab that appears down at the bottom of the home screen. But that's going to take you to a larger, broader view of all the messages that you have pertaining to your transactions. Click on the individual ones to see the specifics, but secure and easy. So you're not having to fumble through it, just especially if you're out showing property. It just keeps it very simple for you. On-device documents. And so again, I'd shown you before how it will allow you to access those, share them and upload. However, through the app, there's no uploading, but you can share to anybody on the phone you want. That is a smartphone feature. We have no way of changing that. But again, within the portal, it will just be those who are party to the transaction, because again, that's a more secure place than the app. But you can click on any of these documents here, open them up, look at them, share them, whatever that looks like.
Kelly, can I ask a question?
Of course.
Referring to the smartphone, is it just for the iPhone or is it compatible with the Android as well?
All of the smart devices, including the iPad and any of the average tablets. So any device, any handheld device that you have that would load a regular web page will load this program, no problem.
Thank you.
Great question. Thanks, Viv. Is there any other questions while we're at it? Awesome. So I did want to make notice of the push notifications, and you can opt out of these if you're not wanting to get these text-like notifications on your phone. They're easily undone. However, it's really helpful because, again, you're not having to open up the app. It's happening in real time. You're out grocery shopping, you're out showing properties. You get a notice on your phone, boom, look, oh, my client did take the EMD down like they said they were going to do. Awesome, take that off your list, right? You know, right then and there, you're not having to take time out to specifically search for that. And I also wanted to note here that in this photo, this PowerPoint was put together when the program was still progressing. So because Fidelity is actually the originator of this program, we're not using a third-party vendor. We have the ability to take feedback in real time and make changes. And one of those that's already taken place is here, these have been made more specific, and that was through client feedback. They wanted to have push notifications that were very specific to each transaction. So where it says here, milestone updated for 1 Half Moon Bay, now it will actually say EMD has been received for 1 Half Moon Bay. So these are specific notifications. So I just wanted to make that known. And then also just repeat that you can change or turn this off through the settings on your phone anytime you would like. So that's, again, I said it was going to be a quick class, and it's because the program is seriously so easy to use and streamlined that, that's pretty much it. And we do have, for everybody, we've got a nice manual that we printed out. So make sure that if you want a reference manual, let your SE know, and we can go ahead and mail that out for you. And it's pretty much much like this PowerPoint. It's going to give you a step-by-step on how to set up your account, where the message portal is, where the transaction detail portal is. Just for reference, say for whatever reason you don't have a transaction with Fidelity for another 30 days. We hope you do. But if you don't, this will give you an opportunity to have that reference material. So please feel free to reach out and ask for that. And we'll be happy to hand it over to you. So is there any other questions? Awesome. Well,
I want to say great job, Kelly.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for this, for the team. And Roberto, you want to?
Just want to remind everyone, we're here to help. So if there's anything we can do, just please reach out. And thank you, Kelly, for that presentation. You did great. And yeah, if you have any questions, like I said, reach out to us. We're here to help. We're here to support in any way possible. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.